Okay, this is going to be the next video lesson. In this lesson, we're going to cover number of terms, how to distribute and combine like terms, and also properties. Okay, so let's start with the concept of what a term is. Okay, for example, if you had 8x squared y to the fourth, this is considered the coefficient. This is considered the base. This is considered the base. This is considered the exponents. Okay, so very simply, the number of terms, okay, is not the number of letters or numbers. It's if there's multiple combinations. So here's an example of one terms. 10x to the seventh, one term. 5y, one term. Just the number 6, one term. 8x squared y to the fourth, one term. Okay, all right. So if everything's grouped together, it's one term. Let's look at some two-term examples. 5x plus 7. There's an operation between them. The operations give away how many terms you have. Okay? All right? 2x squared minus 7x. Those are two terms. 8 minus 3, two terms. There's an operation between them. Three-term examples. 14x squared minus 3y squared plus 2. Notice multiple operations. 8x minus 2y minus 4. Multiple operations. 5 minus 3 plus 2. Multiple operations. Those are three-term examples. Okay? So very simple from that standpoint. All right? So let's do this together. All right? Match the expression to the correct number of terms. Okay? This would be two terms. Okay? This is 1, 2, 3 terms. This is just a singular one term. 1, 2, 2 terms. A singular number 1. 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay? 1, 2 terms for that. And 1, 2, 3 terms for that. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how many terms. The number of operations will dictate the number of terms. Okay, all right, as far as if there's a separator, okay, that separates the terms, is the operations. So that's how you can count. Okay, all right. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and pause your video, go to Go Formative, and answer these questions. Okay, all right. We got 1, 2, 3. This would be 3 terms. This would just be 1, 1, 2. Singular one term, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay? All right, don't let that one confuse you. We're not combining things, we're just counting the number of terms. Okay? We're just counting the number of terms. All right? All right, now let's talk about like terms. Like terms have the same bases and letters, and the same exponent. So here's an example. 10x squared y to the fourth is a like term to negative 2x squared y to the fourth. Why? Same letters, same exponents. Okay? Don't get bogged down by you see the same letters and you think that they're like terms. Look at this. X squared, x to the sixth. These are different, so they're not going to be considered alike. Okay? Now, all we want to do in these examples is combine like terms. How do we do that? Very simple. Here's how we combine like terms. All right? Okay, once we figure out the terms that are alike, we add or subtract the coefficients just like we see them. Okay? We also don't change the bases or the exponents. Okay? When we're combining like terms, we're like counting how many there are. Okay? All right? Now, instead of using, I guess I could use Desmos. Okay, let's pull up Desmos here. All right? So, what I want to do is I want to figure out the like terms. Okay? So for 10i squared, I'm looking for another I squared. Here is 13i squared. So the way this goes into Desmos, real easy, okay, is 10 plus 13. All right, gives me 23. So that's going to be 23i squared. I do not change the base. I do not change the exponent. All right, now I want to find, I got negative 5j, so I'm just looking for another j. Well, that's negative 5i. That's negative 20j. All right, how does that go in the calculator? Just like I see it. Negative 5 minus 20. Whoops, hold on. Negative 5 minus 20. That is negative 25j. Okay? Then I got negative 4i, and here's just another I. Okay, so I got 19. So what I want to do is negative 4 plus 19. Keep doing that. Negative 4 plus 19 is positive 15i. So if it's a positive, just put a plus there, all right, after that first term. So that's what the combined like terms looks like. All right, so then I got here, I got 5i squared. Let's see if I can get a matching term. J, I, but doesn't have the squared, so it can't count. Negative 2i, or I squared, that's J, okay? All right, so what I want to do there, oops. What I want to do there, let me just cancel that out here. Close that. All right. Okay, I want to do 5 minus 2. Gives me 3i squared. Then I got J, 18j. Okay, this is the other one that matches, negative 40j. Okay, so all I would do is do 18 minus 40, gives me negative 22j. Now, all right, I got something left over. I got negative 3i. Now notice, there's no other 3i term. So what I do is I just drop that down, just like that. And that becomes my answer. So if you don't have anything to combine, just drop it down as it is. Okay, all right. So what I would like you guys to do is pause your video, go to Go Formative, and go ahead and work on these, okay? All right, so on this one, I got 23i squared. Its other matching term is negative 7i squared, okay? So I got 23 minus 7 is 16i squared, okay? Then I got negative 14j squared. The other matching term there is negative 2j squared. Okay, so I'm typing that in just like I see it. Negative 14 minus 2. That is negative 16 j squared. Okay, all right. Then I got 8i, 15i. Okay, all right. So I got 8 plus 15. Type it in just like you see it. 23i. Okay, that's my answer for that one. All right. I got 45i squared, 12i squared. 45 plus 12. 45 plus 12, 57. So 57i squared. Okay. 20j squared minus 17j squared. Okay. So 20 minus 17 is 3. So 3, positive 3j squared. Okay. Then I got negative 7j, positive 2j. Okay. Negative 7, positive 2. Keep doing that. Negative 7, positive 2 is negative 5j. And that would be my answer for that one. Okay. 36i squared. Here is the matching term, negative 30. Okay. So 36 minus 30 is 6i squared. Okay. Then I got negative 4j squared. Now, I got j, that doesn't count. So I just have to drop this down. There's nothing to combine. Okay. Then I got 26i and 9i. So 26 plus 9 is 35i. And then to finish out, I got negative 40j, negative 7j. So negative 40 minus 7. Okay? So just type in the signs just like you see them. It is easy, that easy. Negative 47j. Okay, that's combining like terms. Okay? All right, now, let's talk about this, simplified. What this is this is the distributive property. And we'll talk about the distributive property in a little bit. Okay? Basically, what you do in the distributive property is you take this number and you're going to multiply by both terms. So what that means is 12 times 3i and 12 times 5. Okay? All right? Now, the way that works, okay? I was going to use the Casio just to speed this up a little bit. Okay? All right, 12 times 3. Don't worry about typing in the letter. Okay, that's 36I. Then 12 times 5 is 60. So since it's a positive 60, I put a plus 60. And that's all we're going to do, okay, with the distributive property. Okay, we would try to combine like terms. We'll do that in a little bit, but these are not alike because this has an I and that's just a number. Okay, so you can't do anything more with that. So here what I want to do is I want to multiply by these. Now, the question is what number is in front of I? That is a 1. So that's going to be 10 times 1I, 10 times negative 7. Okay, so 10 times 1 is 10, so that's going to stay 10I. 10 times negative 7 is negative 70. And since it's negative, I just put a minus sign. Boom, that's all I have to do. Okay, I got this. Now I'm just going to multiply here. This is just multiplication. Okay, so what I'm going to do is negative 2 times 15 is negative 30I. And this is where I have to be careful. This is negative 2 times negative 3. Make sure you watch the operations. Negative 2 times negative 3 is 6, which is a positive 6, so I put a plus sign there. Okay, you can use Desmos for the calculations. I think everybody understands how to do that. Okay? All right. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and pause your video and go ahead and complete these in GoFormative. Okay? This is a 1 right here. Okay? So times, times. So 9 times 1 would be 9 with the I. 9 times 7 is 63. Okay? This one, I'll write this one out. This is negative 4 times 5I, negative 5 times negative 2. Negative 5 times 4 is negative 20I. Negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Okay, now I want to do this one. This is multiplication, multiplication. Okay, 6 times 2, 6 times 11. 12I plus, whoops, did that wrong, hold on, did that wrong. All right, 6 times 2, 6 times 11. That's 66. Okay? All right, that's pretty easy. Okay? Now, let's go on to the next thing here with combining like terms. It says simplify. So what we want to do with these is distribute, then combine like terms. Okay, so it's going to say simplify, but that's what we have to do here. Okay? So there is a 1 here, so I'm going to multiply those 2. I take this 2, I multiply these 2, all right? So what I'm going to do, 20 times 1, 20 times 7. Okay, so that's 20I plus 140. Okay, then I'm going to do this one. 2 times 4, I would be 8I. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Now, if you need to write it out, go ahead and do that, okay? Now, we got to combine the like terms. I got 20I and 8I, okay? All right, so 20I and 8I, so 20 plus 8. Remember, I did not change the exponent. So there's 28I. Then I do 140 minus 6. Okay, 140 minus 6 is 134. Boom, that ends up being my final answer. So we're just taking it a step further where I want to distribute and then combine like terms. Okay, so I'm going to multiply here. So that is going to be 4 times 9, I, and 4 times negative 12. So I got 36I minus 48. Then I'm going to take this 3 and multiply. There's a 1 inside. Put that 1 there. It will help you. 3 times 1I, 3 times 6. So I got 3I and positive 18. Okay? So what I want to do is combine my like terms. Okay? I want to combine my like terms. So I got 36 plus 3. Maybe this in just a little bit more. That's all I need is the calculations. Okay, 36 plus 3 is 39I. I got negative 48 plus 18. Negative 48 plus 18. That's negative 30. And that'll be my answer there. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, and then you're going to practice. Okay, I'll put a 1 in here, put a 1 in here. 12 times 1. 12 times 1. Okay, 12 times negative 4. Okay, so I got 12i minus 48. Then I want to take this and multiply. Okay, 5 times 1. 5 times 1. 5 times negative 7. So I got 5i minus 35. Now, like terms time. This and this are like terms. This and this are like terms. So I got 12 plus 5. 12 plus 5. Okay? And then I got negative 48 minus 35. So I got 17i minus, what was that? Is that 83? Yep, minus 83. Okay? So, what I'd like you guys to do, go ahead and pause your video and go ahead and complete these. Okay? Alright, so what I want to do is I want to multiply. Okay? Alright, so 24 times 2i, I'm just going to speed this video up a little bit, it's 48i. 24 times negative 3, I'm going to need to multiply that myself. Is negative 72. Put a 1 here. 5 times 1 is 5i. 5 times 11 is 55. All right, I am going to show the calculations with the Desmos. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to calculate 48 plus 5, which would be 53i. And then I want to do negative 17 plus 50, negative 72 plus 55. Just type it in like you see it. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay, just so I don't have to move the Desmos, I'm going to go to this one. Okay, I'm going to multiply. It's going to be 36i. 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. Multiply that. 2 times 2i will be 4i. 2 times negative 1 will be negative 2. Okay, all right, my like terms here and here, here and here. Okay, so I got 36 plus 4. Keep doing that. I'm used to the Casio. 36 plus 4 is 40. Negative 45 minus 2. 40i minus 47. Okay, all right. Let's go to this one. I would multiply. That would be 15i. 5 times 6 would be 30. I want to multiply both of those. 7 times 1 would be 7i. 7 times negative 2 would be negative 14. Okay, so I got this and this. I got that. Okay, all right. So I got 15 plus 7 is 22i. 30 minus 14. Oops. Just like I see it, it's 60. Okay? Okay, distributing and combining like terms. Okay, now, the next thing we want to talk about to finish up today is properties. Okay? All right, we talked about the distributive property already. Okay? This next one is the identity. All right? Adding identity. The way you can remember that is identity means self. It's going to be itself. So 10 plus 0 is 10. 8 times 1 is 8. Additive and multiplicative. Okay? All right, that easy. Okay? Inverse, that's really easy too. Means opposite. Okay? So if you're adding, what's the opposite? 7 plus negative 7 gives me 0. If I'm multiplying, what's the opposite? 10 times its reciprocal, 1/10 gives you 1. All right, that's how easy that is. Okay? The next easy one is commutative. Okay? So big thing in our area is commuting to work. What does that mean? You go back and forth. So just the order changes. All right? Very easy. The order changes. Okay? So 8 plus 7, 7 plus 8. For multiplication, 4 times 3, 3 times 4. So keep it that simple. Okay? All right? Now, the one that usually gets people confused is the associative property. Usually people get the associative property and the distributive property confused. Okay? The distributive property involves a calculation. That's the way you know. There's some kind of calculation. The associative property, all that's doing is moving the parentheses, okay? For addition, 2 plus 3 plus 4, if you just move the parentheses, it gives you the same answer. For multiplication, it's the same thing, just moving the parentheses. And the last easy one is just reflexive. That's just the same, something equaling itself, okay? All right, it's something equaling itself. So let's go through a set of examples, all right? Okay, it says match the example to the property, okay? Now, if you want to pick out the property that's the easiest, I would leave the associative till the end, okay? All right, but you can figure that out, okay? All right, let's go through this, all right? This one's easy. This is the reflexive property, all right? So I'm just going to put that as J, okay? All right, this involved the calculation. That's the distributive property, okay? These are opposites, okay? So which one's going on here? Is this addition or multiplication? This one will be the addition inverse, okay? All right, 9 times 1, that's itself. That's the identity. It's multiplication and identity, okay? All right, 12 plus 0, that's the addition identity, okay? Because it's itself, all right? 18 times 180, that's the opposite, so that's inverse, multiplicative inverse, okay? All right, 12 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 12. That's the order is switching. That's commutative, that's addition, so that's the F, okay? So we're getting down to this, okay? 8 times 4, 4 times 8, that's the commutative, okay? But that's multiplication, that's G, okay? All right, so which one have we used? We use A, we use B, we use C, use D, use E, use F, G, H. Associative addition, which one do we think that is? That's easy, that's that one. And that leaves, this has to be the associative for multiplication, okay? You can go in any order. I would leave those associative ones to the end because they're the ones that tend to cause people confusion. The big thing is the difference between these parentheses and these parentheses, there's actually a calculation there, okay? That's how you know, okay? So first example, I would like you to try these on your own and we'll go through them. Okay, and go form it. Go ahead and try those. Okay, all right. This is adding the opposite, so this is additive inverse. This is multiplying something, whoops, that should be 15, by itself. So that is going to be the identity. So that's going to be multiplicative identity. Okay, 12 times 4, the same as 4 times 12. That's going to be commutative multiplication. All right, adding something itself is the additive identity, so that's going to be B. Okay, that's a parenthesis deal. All right, same and same, so we'll hold off on that. 2 times a half, that's the opposite, so that's inverse. Okay, 7 plus 2, same as 2 plus 7, that's commutative, so that's addition. All right, that's easy, that's the reflexive one. Okay, that's a parenthesis deal. I'm going to leave that. That's a parenthesis deal, okay? So I got 3 parentheses left. Here, here, and here. Which one is the distributive? Well, which one has a calculation? Okay? Well, doesn't look like this. This is the distributive one. This is N. Okay? So I got to get associative. We're down to associative. All right? Well, it's pretty easy. This is associative of multiplication. This is the associative of addition. Okay? Leave those parenthesis ones to the end. Get those other ones, okay? All right, if you had trouble with that, we're gonna try it one more time, okay? Different, same properties, different examples, okay? So pause your video, go ahead and work on those, okay? Go ahead and unpause, all right? So this is the reflexive, okay, that's easy, all right? 10 plus 2, same as that's commutative, and it's commutative addition, okay? Parentheses, I'm gonna leave that alone. 5 times 1/5, that's opposites, so that's inverse, and it's got to be multiplication. So it's pretty easy. Once you figure out, is it itself, is it opposite, is it commutative, then all you got to look at is, are they adding or subtracting? That's how easy that is to figure those out. Leave the associative ones for the end, okay? Order flips, so that's commutative multiplication, that's G, okay? Leaving the parentheses alone, 15 times 1, that's itself, so that's identity, multiplicative identity. 4 plus 0, that's additive identity, so that's going to be B. Okay, 9 plus -9, that's an opposite, an inverse, that's going to be D. Okay, so we've got all of them Now we got to figure out which one's the distributive. Which one is there a calculation for? There's a calculation for this one, okay? So that's got to be the distributive. We're down to the associative, all right? Associative of, this is multiplication, I, okay? This is addition, that's would be H, okay? So the properties just take some practice. That's really all you have to do with that. Just practice them up a little bit and you should be fine.